Hi, this is John Hoffs, and I'd like to do an Insta review. That's an Insta review of Quentin Tarantino's grand opening film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Whenever I say that, I always have to make sure I don't say Once Upon a Time in the West or Once Upon a Time in America, because those are other movie titles that I'm sure influenced Tarantino's choice of title. And the title is a very strong one. It's a very, uh, it draws you in. It drew me in. I wanted to see what Once Upon a Time in America in 1969, the year it's set, would look like through the eyes of Quentin Tarantino, who mentioned in an interview that he was 6 years old in 69, meaning he was born around 63, and that makes him around 7 years younger than me. And I was 10 and a half when this movie was set. And that's how old I was during the Tate LaBianco, Tate LaBianco murders of August of 1969. I want to say that I thought the movie was very ambitious. It was very personal. I think it really did capture the zeitgeist of the time, and they use the word zeitgeist in a sequence about getting one's hair cut according to the current zeitgeist of the times, which was, the late 60s countercultural influence had seeped into the general public, so that there was a sort of sense that the real counterculture years of 66 and 67 and 68 were coming to an end, and that the establishment had sort of co-opted their styles of wide ties and mutton chop sideburns and the dry look instead of the wet look. I think the movie was, a buddy movie with Brad Pitt being the buddy to Leonardo DiCaprio. This the fact that the two leading roles are such powerful and revered actors, perhaps the two most, certainly one of them is in the two most, and it would probably be Leonardo DiCaprio. Has had a greater range of, of material and directors and collaborators, and his work is somewhat deeper, I would say, than Pitt. But I really enjoy Pitt more than I do DiCaprio. I just think he's just got the greatest movie face in the last 40 years. Probably since Robert Redford, there's a resemblance between the two. And now that they're middle-aged guys, they still seem young to me. I guess it's because I'm getting older. And, I haven't said too much about the movie. one thing that really struck me was that in two places in the movie, Tarantino featured uh, references to Three in the Attic, the movie with Christopher Jones and Yvette Mimieux. And I have talked about that movie in my Growing Up in Hollywood um, YouTubes, that it was directed by our family's best friend at the time, Richard Wilson. It was an AIP movie. It was a counterculture movie, and Tarantino, at first he has it in when Brad Pitt comes home to his trailer and turns on the television set. There's an advertisement on the television set for Three in the Attic, and then there's a scene where Brad Pitt, I think, is sort of barreling down Hollywood Boulevard, and it is you can prominently see a poster for Three in the Attic. It lingers. The camera lingers on a poster for Three in the Attic, and I thought it was just sort of an oddity. But I will continue with this shortly. I want to just tell you I really enjoyed it. It was a long movie, but I didn't feel like it was too long. And let me just, my only sort of teaser is that to say Tarantino takes tremendous poetic license. And I'll leave it at that. Until next time, I bid you adieu and I say au revoir, arrivederci, shalom, adios, and hasta luego, and aloha.